Okay, are you ready? Take notes. So, these are the learning objectives. They are in the course catalog. Understand them because your essay is going to be. This is how we evaluate your essay, right? Your essay is going to be evaluated on this. If you fulfill these learning objectives, you get 12. Basically, that's it. So understand and describe the key concepts and theories and perspectives presented in the course and compare them and discuss these critically. Right, so this is why multiple times throughout the course I've made you, like, I've taken out these leadership theories and look at them and discuss them, and you have to get these concepts. Why I make so much out of the colloquial meaning of word and the meaning of word in a particular framework are different. You have to get that. That's key. Otherwise, you'll fail this one, and that's really bad. Okay. Applying the concepts, theories, and perspectives to empirical examples of leadership moments, and show how these can assist in making reflected decisions about enactment of leadership. So the essay is going to be questions about a case. And you're going to read the case, and then you're going to apply not all of the theories, but you're going to select a theory or two or something like that. Maybe select two contrasting theories that will give two contrasting recommendations, and then reflect on it. Like, why is this one good? Why is this one good? And so on. So you have to not just understand the concepts, but you have to be able to apply it to a concrete situation. You get more points for that one. Then reflect on the embodied foundations of concepts that are core to different theories of leadership, such as power, support, confidence, and so on. So this is like what we've been talking about with the sensory templates and the metaphors, right? It's like, so bring that in as part of it. And I think a lot of Donna's book also, you can talk, this is where we take that one step back and we say, well, power, well, it has a whole, it's embodied in a historicity. It's like what one person mean when they say power is different from another because they have a different embodied history around that concept. And that plays into how you apply the theories and how you deal with them. Okay, cool. Then critically reflect upon the practical and theoretical limitations and implications of the applied concept theories and perspectives. Don't just say like, oh, this is you say, okay, here's situational leadership, right? It suggests that the person should do like this. So this theory suggests this, you apply it. And then afterwards you say, well, but do we even, there's a big problem with how is the leader supposed to know the maturity of the employees? That's a big problem. And second of all, whereas the situational leadership is a very appealing and intuitively appealing theory, it's based on very little research. So you put in all the caveats and the counter arguments here, and saying like, so we have some recommendations from the theory, but there's some problems with the theory, and this capacity to critically reflect on the theory, very important. And this is also, if you can take two contrasting theories, you can help one theory, you can use one theory to criticize the other and vice versa. And you can synthesize something out of that clash of theories. Okay, these learning objectives are based on something called Bloom's taxonomy. How many knows Bloom's taxonomy? Okay, Bloom's taxonomy is basically just like, what do you get most points for? If you can remember the concepts, you get a few points, right? At least you can remember them. That doesn't always happen. Okay, if you can understand the concepts and you show that you can understand the concepts, maybe by giving a succinct one-liner definition of them, right? What does respect mean? Respect is like looking at is a practice that helps you oppose other people's views, and it has these two components. Boom, that's it. You show you understand it. Apply it. That is like, okay, so in this particular case, what is missing is, let's say, nobody's opposing the manager, and so you apply it and make recommendations. You get more and more points for this, right? Can you see it's harder and harder task? Analyze. even better. Like if you take a theory like the conversational fields and you look at a conversation described in the case and you say, well, I analyze this and say like we are clearly in the breakdown field, and I believe we're in the breakdown field because this person is saying that and then this person is saying that, and you analyze it. Evaluate is something like you can not just make recommendations, but you can also say like how good are these recommendations and so on. And create is this what I talked about, synthesizing. If you can have multiple theories and you can create something out of these, a synthesis of these theories that are in the particular context that we are looking at, that's what you get most points for. What does that mean for your essay? It means spend as little time as possible on the lower levels and as much, not time, words, as many words as possible on the top ones. Sometimes what I see in essays is you got 10 pages. Don't spend 5 pages on describing the theory, right? Because that means you spent 5 pages in remembering and understanding. Shorten it as much as possible. 1-line definitions, perfect. If they're good, that's it. And then you have words for the kind of stuff you get more points on. Make sense, this one? It's very nice. Okay. The second thing I want to say is how to create an argument. How many know Tolman's model of argumentation? Okay. So an argument, there's some facts, and then there's a claim, and then there's a warrant. This is the simple model. So here the fact is an employee in an expert role complains about their boss interfering in unhelpful ways with their works. You know it, they do it, they come to you, they complain. That's just a fact. Your claim is the boss should back off and let the employee do their job, right? You claim that that is a good strategy for the manager. But what's your warrant? Situational leadership suggests that if you have an expert, they're probably skilled and confident, and that means you should have a delegating leadership style. This is a delegating leadership style. Good. Can you see how this is you have facts, you have a reason for interpreting a fact in a certain way, and then you end up with a claim. Cool. Then there's the more complex, where did it go? Oh, okay. Nah, we're gonna go straight for the complex one here. An employee, it's the same one, but you see there's been added 3 things. So the first one here over here is backing. It's extra backup, right? So you see the employee has been with the organization for many years and has this demonstrated capacity to work autonomously, right? So that's extra backing for that feeds into the theory that supports your claim. Then there is the rebuttal, which says, well, actually, if the employee is working with a task outside their normal field of expertise, it doesn't matter that they're an expert. They're a novice in the task that they're working on. So we should take that into consideration. And maybe it's not described in the case what the task is, so we don't know. So we say there's a caveat. Another thing might say, well, situational leadership theory is not based on solid research. So they're good recommendations, but do they actually work? We have to take it with a grain of salt. And then you can see the warrant and the backing is on one side of the scale, the rebuttal is on the other side of the scale. And if it's like this, you go like, okay, we can be pretty sure that the claim is good. But if it's like this, we might say it's probably good. And if it's like this, it's like it might be good. Can you see? I use one word to calibrate how certain I am about the claim, and that is the qualifier. This is how you put together an argument. If you write in your essay, it could be argued that, you better make an argument, right? Don't say it could be argued that, and then everything that comes after is just a claim. Without grounds, without warrant, without rebuttal, without qualifier. I want all of this stuff in there. Then I go, yeah, this is cool. And then even if I disagree with your claim, but you've constructed a solid argument, I'm gonna go like, I think they're wrong, but they get top points for it because they constructed a solid argument. Okay. So we are over time. You can you have the PowerPoints. Look at these arguments and try to see if you can identify the different, what's the warrant, what's the ground, what's the qualifier, what's the claim, and so on. And often the warrant will be implied, but yeah. See if you can dissect it. Let me see, I want to say a little bit more here. These are common mistakes that I see in essays. Don't do it. The one I call buzzwording. Sometimes this is like so this is about somebody writing an essay, taken from an essay that they are creating like a YouTube channel. And so they say, in each episode, the host was the source of deep dialogue, a concept, facilitating energy towards the center. You remember that phrase from dialogue. Avoiding polarization, another concept from dialogue. Through these conversational fields or architects of the invisible, we aim to generate psychological sense of community among our listeners. Can you see? It's just stringing together a ton of concepts without using them for anything. You don't get many points for doing that. It's just annoying. Confusing conceptual and colloquial use of a word. I've talked about that a ton, you know it. Stopping analysis too early. So for example, you say the dialogue is characterized by a series of moves and opposed speech acts and would benefit from introducing more following and bystanding. It's a nice analysis, and let's say that it's correct. But then you go like, so what, right? There's a ton of questions you can ask here, right? How would you introduce bystands and follows? Why might it be like that? Is there something in the context that makes the dialogue like that? Right? You see, you can unpack the analysis a lot. And so often I see like people they pick out something, it's right, they're onto something, and they go like, oh, come on, take it further. Because when you take it further, you're into evaluation and creation and all these things at the top of the Bloom's taxonomy. Trying to do too much, don't select 5 or 6 theories, because 10 pages you can't do. If you select 5 theories, you're going to use way too much space explaining the theories, and you don't get many points for that. Use 2, max 3 theories, but really well selected. Say why you selected them. That's the kind of stuff you get points for. Staying on Bloom's taxonomy, we talked about that. Claiming to argue, yeah, use Tolman and Bloom's taxonomy, right? Don't claim to argue if you don't do it. Cool. The structure of the essay. The exam is a case. Think like a consultant. Diagnose the case. Select what theoretical frameworks you think are most useful. Make an argument for your choice. And by an argument, I mean an argument. Use Tolman to argue why this theory and not some other theory. That shows capacity for application of knowledge and knowledge of your options, right? It's like you know what options are there, but you choose this one. It's not just because it's the only theory you can remember. Introduce the theory, short, brief, keep it short, right? That shows understanding. It's good, you get points, but not many. Analyze the case, so use it to analyze the case. This is very nice. Then make concrete suggestions that the organizations could implement. Maybe evaluate your own suggestions. How certain are you that they're good? And then if you have more space, more words, then pick another theory, do another analysis that can help you do the critical comparison. Don't pick one that gives the same insights. That's boring, right? It's like you already got those insights. You might mention if I had analyzed it with this one, I'd gotten to the same. It's nicer to do something else and make a synthesis. And yes, and also use the Donner's book if you want to demonstrate the capacity to be critical of theories. Donner's book is amazing. It's basically just one long string of critical perspectives on leadership theories. Okay, sorry for going over time, but I want to have the last one here. Remember to fill in the questionnaire if you haven't done it. And I really, it's important. Filling in the questionnaire helps me. I get the answers after your exam and after I have given you the grades, and I can't see who's saying what. So you can, so just answer the questionnaire. You have the link. Otherwise, I'm sending it out again. And it helps me improve the course for next year, and it helps the study board look and go like, oh, you know, they liked it, they didn't like it, so that helps them select courses for next year. So if you think other people should have the opportunity to go through this course and you liked it, then definitely fill out the questionnaire, but also give feedback, right? Yeah.
Just one more question. In the Canva, you mentioned that watch the exam feedback video from the previous course.
I'm going to send out the link to that. Yes. Was amazing to have you. It was super nice to have you, and I'm looking very much forward to some insightful and cool essays. So yeah, and hope that you will go out into the world and be amazing leadership models for everybody else. And yeah, or great critics of leaders. Yeah, either or.
Or followers.
Or followers. Yes, competent followers.